did it this time, guys. So in the latest development in the New York hush money trial against Donald Trump, his disgraced former lawyer, former attorney, not to mention serial perjurer Michael Cohen, he took the stand and he got cross-examined. And well, let's just say that the cross-examination got off to a fiery and rather profane start. Now, remember, guys, Michael Cohen, he's a pivotal figure in this trial because he paid a porn star, porn actor, Stormy Daniels, $130,000 in the final stretch of the 2016 election campaign. Now, this money was intended to stop Stormy Daniels from going public with her story of allegedly having sex with Donald Trump at this, I don't know, it was like a celebrity golf event over in Lake Tahoe a decade earlier. Anybody ever been to Lake Tahoe? I heard it's really nice over there. Anyway, basically, the prosecution is painting Michael Cohen to be their star witness. But he's also the king of liars, not to be confused with the king of pop, but he's also out to make a buck, guys. And this is coming from no less than George Washington University Law School professor Jonathan Turley. So well-respected Jonathan Turley. According to him, Cohen spent days in court insisting that he used to be a liar, but he's not a liar now. But when he was a liar, he used to just lie for Donald Trump, but for no other reason. Anyway, I know it's dumb. Anyway, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button for the video if you're enjoying the content. We have a lot to cover today, guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. News that matters, the actual truth for you truth seekers. I appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. And as always, thank you so much for always sharing these videos with your friends and sharing these videos with your family. So according to Jonathan Turley, Michael Cohen, he spent days in court insisting that he used to be a liar, but he's not anymore. But if this is really what they're trying to prove with his testimony, then it's probably just the latest lie that Michael Cohen has told under oath. As Jonathan Turley has described it, Michael Cohen has lied to Congress. He lied to the courts, special counsels, the IRS, the banks, virtually every creature that walks or crawls on the face of the earth. He's lied to them. In fact, we've even got a list of some lies and deceptions and misleading statements from Michael Cohen that he copped on the witness stand. I mean, some of these examples are Cohen testified that he lied to Congress about the ex-president's role in the aborted project to build a Trump Tower in Moscow to corroborate Donald Trump's public messaging that there was no Russia, Russia, Russia. And of course, let's not forget, Cohen said that he opened up a First Republic bank account. I think they went out of business, didn't they? Wasn't that a bank collapse last year in 2023? Anyway, along with Silicon Valley Bank. Anyway, so Michael Cohen also said that he opened up a First Republic bank account under false pretenses, describing the LLC the account was for as a management consulting company rather than labeling it for its true purpose, an account to pay off an adult film star for a non-disclosure agreement. But you see here's the thing, guys. Robert Costello, a lawyer who formerly advised Michael Cohen, claims the ex-Trump attorney said that the former president had nothing to do with a hush money payment made to pornographic performer Stormy Daniels, and that Cohen himself took care of this arrangement all on his own steam. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, guys. Then you got Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg. Certainly seems like he's grasping at straws now, just desperate. DA Alvin Bragg, he's desperate. This dude about to lose his job right along with Judge Arthur Engeron for that crazy mess that they're doing over there. Anyway, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, he's getting desperate here, and he just wants to pin anything he can on the former president. I mean, I don't even think that it's an exaggeration to say that the serial perjurer Michael Cohen nearly comprises the prosecution's entire case against former President Donald Trump under a criminal theory that many of us are still baffled about. And now Michael Cohen is making his pitch to the jury that they should put his former client in jail. Forget this, guys, for following his own legal advice. So Michael Cohen's argument is put Donald Trump in jail for the advice that he provided him when he was an attorney before he got disbarred. I I know. It's so dumb. It's so ridiculous. But this is what you can expect from Michael Cohen. And as experts put it, this would be very difficult even for a competent and ethical lawyer. So Michael Cohen, he's just utter insanity, guys. I mean, like, I got a lot to share with you guys. But first, if you haven't already, please take a second, hit the like button for the video. I totally appreciate you guys. What do you think about all this? Like, is this guy crazy? Can this guy even tell the truth ever? What's going on? I see some of you guys in the live. Susan Glitz, Jose Lamelli, what's going on? Stephen Kyle, TT. Hey, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Drop me a quick happy Friday in the comments, guys. You guys are amazing. But first, let's go ahead and hear from the former federal prosecutor, Andrew Cherkasky, who basically confirmed what we've all been thinking, that Michael Cohen's testimony really won't move the needle in this New York hush money trial, New York versus Trump. It's not going to happen. So take a listen.
Bring in former federal prosecutor and criminal defense attorney Andrew Cherkasky. Andrew, this week, like this entire trial, has been all about noise. We need you to cut through the noise for us. Will Michael Cohen be able to close the loop that this was a false entry by Donald J. Trump, which is really the only thing that matters in this case?
Well, I don't expect his testimony is going to do anything to move the needle towards guilt at all. That's because, like my colleague said, his credibility is so low. If he says the traffic light was green and the issue is whether it was green or red, you can't trust what color the traffic light was. So when he gets up to testify, we expect that what he's going to essentially say is that those business record entries as legal expenses should have been something else. But he was providing legal services. He negotiated the non-disclosure agreement. Within just a couple of months, the invoices came to Donald Trump. They asked for payments for legal expenses. Donald Trump paid legal expenses. The only real interesting issue is that Michael Cohen actually took a plea deal for engaging in illegal conduct. That question of whether his plea deal actually means that Donald Trump violated the law, I think is the most interesting thing here, because it's very well the possibility that Michael Cohen took a plea deal for a crime he couldn't have committed. So there's
very interesting here. Now, this particular attorney, Andrew Cherkasky, well, he's an attorney. He's a former federal prosecutor. He joined Fox and Friends to kind of discuss why he believes that Michael Cohen is a throwaway witness. But now, now that was just part of Cherkasky's takedown of Michael Cohen. Later in that video, he also called him a throwaway witness. Matter of fact, Donald Trump supporters, they're already calling for this court to just kind of put Cohen in jail for another 3 years. What do y'all think? Put him in jail for another 3 years, because according to a lot of people, Cohen is a liar, but not just a liar, but he's also a fool. But this is what a lot of people are saying based on a lot of the comments that I've been reading on previous videos. But now, just a quick background. We are talking about Michael Cohen today because he's pretty much the key figure in the Manhattan trial, because he paid porn actor Stormy Daniels $130,000 in the final stretch of the 2016 election campaign. And not only that, this payment was intended to keep Stormy Daniels from going public with her story about allegedly having sex with Donald Trump at a celebrity golf event at Lake Tahoe 10 years before that. Now, Cohen was later reimbursed from Donald Trump's personal account and a related trust. Now, the main question is whether these payments were legitimate payments for legal services, as Donald Trump claims, or were they misclassified as the prosecutors, DA Alvin Bragg's team, allege. Because the prosecutors, led by Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, they're arguing that these payments were intentionally mislabeled to hide their true purpose, silencing Daniels to help Trump's chances in the election. Again, NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, whatever you want to call them, they are legal. So whether it was or it wasn't, it really is a moot point. I mean, it's so stupid that we're even wasting time talking about this. Whatever. But with all of that being said, Donald Trump is still facing 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. But he denies all the wrongdoing, and he also denies having any kind of sexual relations with Daniels. Michael Cohen's cross-examination, it started in the trial already. And let's just say that the tone of the cross-examination of Michael Cohen, it was set right on from the onset. I mean, the lead defense attorney, Todd Blanche, which is Donald Trump's lead defense attorney, he asked Michael Cohen whether he had called him a crying little shit on a TikTok video. And Cohen responded, well, that kind of sounds like something I would say. Now, Blanche, he went on to paint Cohen as a fundamentally unreliable individual, bringing up how Michael Cohen used to lavish praise on Donald Trump, but, you know, and how he now wants Donald Trump convicted, plus the anti-Trump merchandise that Cohen's selling. I mean, at one point, Todd Blanche, which is Donald Trump's lead attorney, he asked Cohen if he was motivated by fame. You know, you trying to get Instagram famous? You trying to be TikTok famous? Like, what's up with that, right? So Michael Cohen denied it, basically saying it wasn't fair and that he was motivated by many things. Now, take note, he said he was motivated by many things. Because fame could certainly be one of them. I mean, Cohen, being a convicted felon, isn't exactly a perfect witness. I mean, this just highlights the desperation of DA Alvin Bragg. It's unbelievable, guys. Now, the prosecution also talked about some of Cohen's unflattering history. I mean, it's kind of hard to hide. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even George Washington University law school professor Jonathan Turley, he pointed out how Michael Cohen's testimony, it just proves he's the king of liars and he's only out to make a buck. So, you know, definitely more on that in that video later on. But real quick, if you guys haven't already, do your boy a favor, take a second, hit the like button for the video. Totally appreciate you guys. Also want to thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. You guys are amazing. Appreciate the notification squad, all you guys who have your notifications turned on and you join me for the lives and you never miss any of the videos that I release. I totally appreciate you guys. It takes a lot of time and effort to put these shows together for you. And if you guys do appreciate it, just hit the like button. That's all I ask. Totally appreciate you guys. Oh, and thanks for all the new members. Jesus. So many of you guys have hit the join button and become members of the channel. I want to appreciate every one of you guys as well. All right, so Jonathan Turley, he broke down Michael Cohen's testimony to prove that Michael Cohen is indeed the king of liars and he's only out to make a quick buck. Now, for starters, the prosecution surprised a lot of people by suddenly announcing that it would rest its case against former President Donald Trump with the completion of testimony by Michael Cohen. The problem? Well, the prosecution never clearly stated the crime that it was trying to prove. In fact, the elements of the crime or even denoting payments related to Stormy Daniels were not properly recorded as legal expenses. In fact, as Turley pointed out, the only thing that the prosecutors proved was that their star witness, Michael Cohen, was indeed a liar. So that backfired in their face royally. Michael Cohen, he spent his courtroom time insisting that he used to only lie to help Trump. Now, if this is his main argument, it may just be the latest lie that he has told under oath, guys, because I'm not exaggerating when I say that it has been proven that Cohen has lied to Congress. He lied to the courts. He lied to special counsels, lied to the IRS, the banks. I'm out of fingers. And almost everybody else. So, you know, for one, his past conviction for business and tax fraud wasn't to help Trump, but it was to benefit himself. So why are you trying to blame Trump for your own selfish objectives, sir? When he admitted on the stand that he lied during his previous plea argument, it wasn't to help Trump. He already turned against the former president by that time. Instead, the business and the tax fraud was really to kind of just serve his own self-interests. I mean, there's plenty of signs that Michael Cohen is still lying to this day. I mean, for instance, take his testimony about the unethical decision to secretly record a phone call with Donald Trump on September 6th back in 2016, right? Now, it was a very shocking betrayal that most lawyers wouldn't even think about doing, let alone actually do. I mean, like when prosecutors asked Michael Cohen about it, he bizarrely claimed that he did it to ensure that David Pecker, the former publisher of the National Enquirer, would remain loyal to Mr. Trump. No one seriously believes that, though. I mean, it doesn't even make sense if you think about it. Pecker was already speaking to Donald Trump about the payments and even met him at the White House. So playing a call with Donald Trump for Pecker would only cause confusion, not pressure. Not to mention, why would Cohen tape the call without even telling Trump? This is pretty clear for everybody, or for almost everybody. The obvious motive here was to have some type of material leverage to use against Trump if he ever needed some leverage. Now, again, it was all for Cohen. This wasn't done to help Trump. He wasn't Trump's ally. Cohen, his testimony revealed that he's always acted in his self-interest. I mean, despite presenting his cooperation with prosecutors as a road to Damascus moment, it became very clear to the jurors that all roads eventually lead back to Cohen and his bank accounts. So after claiming he's dedicated his entire life to holding Donald Trump accountable, he admitted that he repeatedly undermined the prosecution to make money. He admitted it. What more can we say here? So Cohen ignored the prosecutor's instructions to stop doing public interviews. Just totally ignored them. Meanwhile, this dude still don't have a gag order. It's beyond me why that hasn't happened yet. He even went on to make roughly like 24 television appearances, and recorded hundreds of podcasts, episodes mentioning Donald Trump in almost every single one of them. And he shared how he raked in like millions of dollars from books, including one that's titled Revenge. Not that I'm trying to help Michael Cohen sell his books. And he's selling merchandise like $32 t-shirts featuring Donald Trump in a jumpsuit and coffee mugs with the phrase, "Send him to the big house, not the White House." I mean, this guy is clearly not a fan of Donald Trump. He's making money off of Trump's name. I mean, like, what more do we need to prove to show that this guy is not a witness that should even be testifying at all? And, he's also pitching a reality show called The Fixer. Have you guys heard about that one? This reality show called The Fixer? So anyway, I don't know if it's any good. It's probably not very good. But this is where he promises viewers that he's going to be their fixer. I don't know if I trust him on that. Now, just after a few hours of cross-examination, it was very clear that Michael Cohen is still the same grifter, looking out for himself, one Venmo at a time. I mean, still, Cohen, he continued to reshape reality to suit his own personal, selfish narrative. When questioned about his TikTok antics, he claimed that his posts, they were a form of sleep deprivation therapy, saying that he was having a difficult time sleeping and he found out that making videos helped him. Come on, guys, this is some bull. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no reasonable prosecutor would rely on Cohen, much less base their entire case on them, unless your name is DA Alvin Bragg. But anyway, so the prosecutors, they didn't even try to prove that Donald Trump knew about these, or they didn't try to prove that Donald Trump knew about how the payments were recorded in the ledgers and the business records. They also didn't explain why labeling these payments as legal expenses was fraudulent, because why would it be fraudulent? You're paying your attorney. DA Bragg, hello, McFly, think. Reminds me of like a Back to the Future episode. It's like, this is a really dumb moment for DA Alvin Bragg, right? So they didn't explain why labeling these payments as legal expenses was fraudulent or what the correct description should have been. They got nothing. They got nothing. I mean, these details, they might be required in any other courtroom, but of course, this is New York. The defendant is Donald Trump. The judge is Judge Juan Merchan, and this is the way it is. So anyway, then we have Robert Costello, an attorney who basically was Michael Cohen's ex-attorney. So Robert Costello, who advised Cohen after Cohen was hit with the federal charges back in 2018, he even testified before the House Weaponization Committee on Capitol Hill, saying that Cohen admitted that the former president had nothing to do with the money, with the hush money payments that was made to the pornographic performer Stormy Daniels, and that Michael Cohen took care of the arrangement himself. But for Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg and his team of geniuses, it seems to be more about what they can get out of this case despite the law. So in that sense, they found a kindred spirit in their star witness, Michael Cohen. Finally, he had a place that values what he calls his particular set of skills on his reality show promo. Oh man, it's unbelievable. I mean, like, what other explanation could they have for Michael Cohen nearly compromising the prosecution's entire case against former President Donald Trump under a criminal theory that still has a lot of us just completely baffled, right? I mean, the prosecution said that they're resting their case, but until now, it's still not clear what crime Trump was supposedly trying to conceal by making hush money payments to Stormy Daniels. But what is clear is that none of the witnesses that they've called in recent weeks had any direct involvement with Donald Trump regarding the payments. What's his name? David Pecker, Stormy Daniels, Michael Cohen. I mean, so anyway, they had plenty to say about Michael Cohen, though, and most of it was not good. They painted a picture of an unprofessional, self-proclaimed fix-it man who created a shell corporation in order to pay off Stormy Daniels with his own money, which Donald Trump later reimbursed after the election, along with other legal expenses. But Michael Cohen, he's now trying to convince the jury that his former client should go to jail for following Cohen's own legal advice. How is that your argument, sir? It's so stupid. I mean, this would be a challenge even for a competent and ethical lawyer. But for Cohen, I don't know. I don't even know what that is. But I guess DA Alvin Bragg is really just counting on a New York jury to focus on only who the defendant is rather than the actual evidence in order to get a conviction, right? Just focus on the fact that it's Donald Trump. Never mind the evidence or lack thereof, right? So it's unreal. So this is why Trump supporters, they're up in arms. They're saying that all this money paid by Donald Trump, and let me know if you guys agree with a lot of these Donald Trump supporters. Donald Trump supporters are pissed off. They're saying that the money that was paid by Donald Trump should be refunded back to him, and that Alvin Bragg and his cohorts should be sued for inflicting unnecessary suffering on Donald Trump. What do y'all think about that? Y'all think that Donald Trump should sue Alvin Bragg and all these folks for all this pain and suffering and wasting his time and blocking him from campaigning and all the legal fees he's had to incur, all the flights to and from New York City and Georgia and Florida? I mean, like, what do y'all think? What do y'all think, guys? They even said that New York Judge Juan Merchan should get disbarred and removed from the bench for violations of constitutional rights. Y'all think the judge should get disbarred? You think Juan Merchan should get disbarred? Let me know. Let me know, guys. I mean, it looks like this New York versus Trump hush money trial is falling apart. And what about Cohen? Like, I want to hear from you guys. Let's see. Terry says, sue. Papa Duck Woodwork says, hell yes. Let's see. Boomer great grandma says most definitely. It's selective it's selective and vindicative prosecution. Thank you, Jared. Polly Nard says, sue them all, especially the trash talkers. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, guys, if you haven't already, do your boy a favor, please hit the like button, share this video with your friends and family. We gotta get the truth out here, folks. We gotta get our country back. I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks so much for all of you guys hitting the join button down below. Like, I cannot thank you guys enough. All the new members, all of you guys who never miss a video, thank you for subscribing to the channel. And I'm gonna see you guys on the next one. Y'all take care.